Can you talk about just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B where we're seeing more of a fusion? We're seeing people blend the genre with pop, blend the genre with hip-hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
Yo, what's going on, squad? Welcome back to the Truth Be Told podcast, and I am your host, Q. In the 2025 Grammy Award ceremony, which I did not know was going on. It happened a few days ago, and of course, when you have an event like that, the internet is going to find a scenario to talk about. And they sure did. And this one is surrounding Babyface. So as you just saw in that clip, the internet is going crazy because Babyface got severely disrespected on the red carpet. There were a couple of interviewers from the Associated Press that interviewed Babyface on the red carpet, and in the middle of an answer that Babyface was answering for them, one of the interviewers had taken attention to another artist by the name of Chapel Roan, who pretty much just overshadowed Babyface's interview and his answer in that moment. And Babyface decided, well, if that's what y'all want to do, if y'all rather talk to that person, then talk to that person. He kindly handed the mic back and he left. And the internet went crazy. Khloe Kardashian went to her ex account and left a long dissertation on how that was disrespectful. Dionne Warwick, Boyz II Men's Sean Stockton took to his account online and verbalized his disgust with the situation. Now, if you haven't seen it, anything beyond that particular clip, I want to show it to you because there's always more context than what we're given. And right now, the internet is reporting the same thing. I've gone ahead and dissected this clip or this situation, and there's a little more to it that I want you to see. But before that, take a look at the Babyface portion of this particular clip, and you'll see what the internet is going crazy about. Let's get it.
We're going to take a pause on Jacob because we got another legend with us here. Hello.
How are you?
How is it
Good,
going?
how are you doing?
Continuously showing up at the Grammys year after year, winning awards. But tell me, how does it feel seeing everyone gather together and really unifying to uplift, the Los Angeles music community after dealing with the wildfires?
This makes it more special, I think. Grammys are always special, but this year in particular, I feel like everyone's showing up even more, and that makes me feel good about it, because people in music we always do support, and we write about it, we sing about it, and so sometimes you got to do more than just that, and that's what everybody's doing. So hopefully everybody's reaching also into their pockets.
And I wanted to also ask you, last year we talked to you about just the rise of women in R&B and the way they were really at the forefront. Can you talk about just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B where we're seeing more of a fusion? We're seeing people blend the genre with pop, blend the genre with hip-hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Hello. How's it going, Chapel? Hello.
Good.
How are you?
Oh my gosh.
Good. You look
Okay, so as you've seen, major disrespect to a music icon there at the Grammy Awards. This thing almost should be named after Babyface. And it's not that they didn't know who Babyface was, but they clearly, because they clearly said, here comes Babyface. And then one of the reporters had apologized, to him. Sorry, Babyface. But let's go back, and I want to dissect what happened, because unlike what the internet is reporting, there is a little more to the context than what you saw with the naked eye. It doesn't make the situation right, because at the end of the day, he was still disrespected by that reporter for calling out another artist during his during the answer to the question that they had posed to him. But check this out, and let me explain this to you, and this will give you a better idea of what actually happened. Now, first, there's three: Krista Furia, Leslie Ambrose, and Gary Hamilton. Those are the three interviewers there for the Associated Press. Okay, let's start there. Now,
we're gonna take a pause on Jacob because we got
Pay
another
attention.
legend with us here. Hello.
Now, there's Crystal, there's Leslie, and there's a producer off to camera right.
How is it?
And let's not forget about Gary. Gary's the third. That's the black.
How are you doing?
Interviewer.
Continuously showing up at the Grammys year after year, winning awards. But tell me, how does
There's
it
the
feel
producer guy.
seeing everyone gather together and really unifying to uplift, the Los Angeles music community after dealing with the wildfires?
This makes it more special, I think. Grammys are always special, but this year in particular, I feel like everyone's showing up even more, and that makes me feel good about it. Because people in
Now, the
music, we always do
producers
support.
are there
We
to set up the
we write about
interviews
it, we
with the
sing about
further
it, and
artists
so
that are
sometimes
coming
you gotta do
down
more than just that. That's
the
what
red
everybody's
carpet.
doing. So hopefully everybody's reaching also into their pockets.
Now,
And,
pay
I
attention.
wanted to also ask you,
There's
last
the
year we
producer
talked
guy.
to you.
He sees Chappell Roan. He signals to Gary that another artist, Chappell Roan, is
About
coming
just
down.
the rise of
Now, pay attention
women
to
in
Gary's
R&B
hands.
and the way they were really at the
There you go. Gary taps Leslie. That means that's a wrap tap. Wrap up your question because there's another
forefront.
artist coming.
Can you talk about just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B, where we're seeing more of a fusion?
Yeah, there's
we're
Chappell
seeing
Roan.
people
Pay
blend
attention
the
to
genre
Gary's
with
hands
pop,
again.
blend the
Now, Gary taps both interviewers. That's a final wrap tap. Wrap it up. We have another artist coming. But Krista, she thought Gary was tapping her for a
genre
different
with
reason.
hip hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think
She thought a photographer was
it's
trying to take a
interesting,
picture. Now, there's Chappell Roan talking to the producer guy, setting up their interview, but Chris does not know. And what does she do?
Chapel. Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry, Babyface. I'm so sorry. Hello, how's it going, Chuck?
And the producer guy is like, what the hell did you do that
How are you?
Oh my gosh.
You look
for? So, again, the way that it unfolded is that the two of the Associated Press's interviewers, Gary and Leslie, now they're normally paired up. Krista, she's also an Associated Press interviewer, but she's normally solo. So she's done a ton of red carpets with all of the who's in the film world and the music world. So she's not new to this, but she's solo. So she's used to calling out artists. Hey, Brad, Angelina, Denzel. She's used to calling out artists. So by habit, she sees Chappell Roan and decides to call on her when she actually should have been paying attention to Babyface, because in this particular setup, they have a producer that's dealing with the artist. You don't have to call out the artist. The producer is taking care of that and setting up the arrangement of the interviews. All you have to do is pay attention to your talent. Never cut off talent when they're in the middle of a sentence or the middle of a thought. You allow them to complete that thought and you wrap it up. Okay, it was nice talking to you again, and hope we get a chance to see you throughout the night. You have a great day and keep making great music. That's all they had to say. But there's one other thing that I want to show you before we get into the breaking, before you watch it the second time, now that you have the information. When the producer notifying Gary that Chappell Roan was coming down the red carpet, Chris thought the producer was talking to her. So I want to show you here where Chris is looking at the producer and nodding yes, as if the producer's talking to her, but he wasn't. He was talking to Gary, who was behind her. And when Gary tapped her, you remember she did the little duck down thing? She ducked down because she thought Gary was tapping her because there was a photographer behind him that wanted to take a picture of Babyface, and she was in the way. That's what she thought. when in actuality, Gary was tapping her, basically letting them know to wrap up the interview because they had to make way for Chapel Roan. But take a look at this really quick.
We talked to you about just
Watch
the
Krista's
rise
eyes.
of women in R&B and the way they were really.
So
at
she's
the
communicating
forefront.
with
Can you talk about
the producer,
just,
which she, the
this
producer,
new
which she
trend that
shouldn't
we're
have
seeing
been.
in R&B, where we're seeing more of a fusion. We're seeing people.
Watch Gary's hands. Watch Krista. Krista sees Chapel Roan coming down the aisle there. Watch Gary's hands. There's Gary.
Blend the genre
watch his
with
hands.
pop. Blend the genre
taps
with
them.
hip hop.
And from that particular point, she decides that she's going to call out, Chapel Roan, which she did not have to. The producer already had that taken care of. So now that you have this information, watch it again. I'm going to show you the clip again. And as it unfolds, it makes a little more sense. So I want to give Chris a little more grace because the internet was really coming down on her, as they should have, because you never disrespect any artist, whether it's Babyface or anybody. You never disrespect any artist by calling out to another artist in the middle of an interview. So that never should have happened. But just to kind of give you guys more context as to why that may have happened. But take a look. Let's get into it.
We're gonna take a pause on Jacob because
Okay,
we got another legend with us here. Hello,
How are
hello.
you?
How is it
Good,
going?
how are you doing?
Continuously showing up at the Grammys year after year, winning awards. But tell me, how does it feel seeing everyone gather together and really unifying to uplift, the Los Angeles music community after dealing with the wildfires?
This makes it more special, I think. Grammys are always special, but this year in particular, I feel like everyone's showing up even more, and that makes me feel good about it, because, people in music we always do support, and we write about it, we sing about it, and so sometimes you got to do more than just that. And that's what everybody's doing. So hopefully everybody's reaching also into their pockets.
And I wanted to also ask you, last year we talked to you about just the rise of women in R&B and the way they were really at the forefront. Can you talk about just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B, where we're seeing more of a fusion? We're seeing people blend the genre with pop, blend the genre with hip hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Hello, how's it going, Chapel? Hello. Good. How are you?
Oh my gosh.
You look
Yeah, and if you notice the look on Leslie's face, she was pissed. And again, it was because I think that when they added Krista to the night, they should have went through some type of trial run, or they should have gave her a little more information as to how they operate, because they are not independent interviewers as she is. So again, it was just poor planning on the Associated Press's part, but hopefully, they give Krista another shot. It wasn't intentional. It was a mistake she made out of force of habit, and I think we should give her grace and another chance, because I think she's probably kicking herself for doing that. She did, however, apologize. Toward the end of the event, the three of them stood on the carpet, and Chris apologized to Babyface because she felt bad about what she did. I'll show you the apology, and we can get out of here.
They're just about closing up the carpet and kicking us off, but we want to thank you. But first I wanted to say that I'm really sorry about interrupting Babyface earlier. Chapel Roan had come up and there was a lot of commotion, as there is on these carpets, but I'm a big Babyface fan, and as are we all, and so I just wanted to say that I really apologize. But thank you so much for having me, you guys. It's been great.
You've been
Thank you so
wonderful.
much, Krista.
Yeah.
It's been great having you on here. And one thing, as I pull the mic up, as I was
So
gonna
excited.
say,
There you go. So again, she apologized. I think I think we could have had worse problems, but we do have to pay attention to the fact that was Babyface. So no matter who was walking down the aisle, your job as the interviewer is to pay attention to the person that you're interviewing. Listen to their answers. You ask the question, listen to their answers. Don't make them feel as if you're not listening to them, because now you're not doing your job. So again, Chris, you get a smack on the wrist for that, because that's going to be a stain on your interviewing career probably going forward. But hopefully it doesn't, eliminate it. And there you have it. Hopefully you gain something from this. And again, until next time, I am your host Q for the Truth Be Told podcast. I'm out.
Back and I'm better than ever. Whoa. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. Yeah. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get on top of me never. Yeah. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen you wouldn't believe.